This video is made for adult collectors because I've seen some weird gimmicks on Transformers figures in the past, but none of them have been quite like this one. See, Demolishor rocks up and says, "Say hello to my little friend," but then actually fires a little friend at you. Like a crazy person. And then he fires more at you. If I can get it to work. There it goes. Like a crazy person. He's crazy. Continuing my Unicron trilogy kick, because I've been finding more and more figures I've always wanted. Like, I've had the chance to hold 2 of these in the span of a week. One of the figures I've always wanted is an Armada Demolishor. Well, technically the Energon one. No, not that Energon one. But I was able to find this, and I'm not gonna be too picky. So here we have this one. In tank mode, please. There we go. I want to start here, because for a figure that doesn't really articulate, it does a lot of other neat things. They put a paint wash all over the lower end of this figure. It's a bit aggressive, but I do still like how they put it here. I do wish it was on more of the figure though. Looks a wee bit out of place next to the rest of the toy. It is a very compact figure. This thing compresses down and inward to make a really small, tiny brick of a tank. The firepower it has though isn't small by any means. Those are some massive missiles. 2 on the one side are removable because they are storage points. The other side though fires the missiles, but in order to do that you need a Minicon. So let's look at him. This is Blackout. Yes, Blackout. Not the cool helicopter version, but this thing. He's another cannon truck thing with his head poking out. I do like this little guy though. His transformation is easy because you just fold the legs out and fold the arms out. He's a tall ass Minicon though, but he looks pretty neat. He can sit on the back of the tank in this fold out chair, which is cool, or you can plug him into the front of the vehicle mode and fire him out. It does something great we will get to later. But back to the firing missiles. You plug the Minicon into the side and this black part will like pop out, then you slide the Minicon back and it fires 2 rockets, which is pretty cool. I just wish they fired in sequence rather than all at once, but that's probably me just asking for too much. I do like how the turret rotates and goes up and down though. Demolishor's transformation is pretty damn easy. I mean, it's a early Unicron trilogy figure. Of course it's going to be really easy. But there is something funny about it that I will get to later with the legs and how I used to transform this. So to start with, we're going to pull the treads down and then we're going to fold out the feet on both sides. Then you're going to split these. They tab into the back here on these little pegs that go into there. But you want to fold the entire tread section in on itself. You do that. Then you accordion this section down, fold up the chair if you have it folded down, rotate the waist, and then put the chair back. And that's the legs done. The top part, this is a little tough, at least on this copy. I don't remember, I used to have the Cybertron version of this mold. I don't remember this being that tough, but you gotta split. Oh, there's one. There's the other. You got to split that, and then you flip up the head, and then you just fold the arms down and around onto his side, and there you have Demolishor in his robot mode. Like that's fairly easy, right? And then just to do Blackout real quick, he should be in his proper vehicle mode, but you take his arms, you spread them out, fold this down, and then you fold out his legs, and there's Blackout. But the thing I used to do with Demolishor when I was younger, because I didn't know any better, was have the legs this way. There we go, that way. And that was because these look more like feet than these do to me. I thought these were heels. So I thought his legs were like this for a very, very long time. But like, I mean, you can have it whichever way you think looks great. But if you go this way, right? He has knees now. So there is that. You can go either or which way. I'm going to leave them like this just because, you know, knees. And I'm pretty sure that's the proper way to do it. But yes, also he can stick his head up in tank mode. I totally forgot to show that off. And I kind of should show that off. That seems important. Talk amongst yourselves. If you're with other people, if you're not with other people, talk to yourself. I don't know, be crazy. There goes my dog. There you go, he does the thing. Honestly, that's a pretty unique looking robot mode. Look, it finally arrived. It finally, oh God. It's on the floor, don't worry, it's actually here. He's actually right here. He's very cool. Okay, I'm not gonna drop that one. Not very often do we see gun fingers or gun shoulders or a gun buddy with gun hands and okay, that's a lot of guns. Makes sense for a guy named Demolishor, right? Right? When's that Demolishor getting a toy, eh? Anyways, I like the way this looks. Not a lot of new details exposed, but it's still pretty nice to look at. I really enjoy how the cannons become fingers, that's gas, and the chair is still accessible so you can sit people on him. Okay, that's a bit weird. But what's even worse is, well, remember when I said during the transformation that I used to display this guy with the legs round the other way? Have the legs this way.
There we go, that way.
Yeah, well, if you do that, it changes the way the legs work. You lose access to the knee, not that they're useful anyways, but when you do that, the Minicon gimmick is now facing forward, meaning...
Oh, yeah, so he can do this. That didn't work. Having trouble, man? Don't worry. There it goes. Yeah. What an unfortunate placement for a gimmick, especially if you've like done it wrong like I used to when I was little. Yeah, that's a place to put your Minicon, I guess. I guess. This is so stupid. Whee! Oh my god. Oh, what am I doing? He fell off the desk. He's dead now. He's gone. Well, I guess that's over now. Okay, time for lunch.
Yeah, Demolishor can be a phallic motherfucker, I guess. It is kind of funny, though. Being one of the first Unicron Trilogy toys, well, articulation isn't really a thing.
Just forget about articulation. Because, you know, this is what we're used to now. This has a lot of articulation. This does nothing. The head does not rotate. These shoulders, they can do a full 360. You have double jointed elbows that literally only bend that far. Nothing at the wrist. He does have a double layered waist joint just because of the transformation, but he does have a waist joint. Hips can go forward, back. They can go out about that far. No thigh swivel, knee bend, and you know, that. So not a lot of usable articulation on this thing. You can kind of, sort of do something like this, maybe. If he doesn't want to fall. Wow, he's not falling. That's surprising. But yeah, he can only really do that. And then the Minicon, nothing at the head. These shoulders can rotate and they can go back and forward. They can go out a tiny bit. And then the legs can go forward. They cannot go back. And then he has a knee bend about that far. So yeah, they're not he died. They're not articulated very well. And that's just because they're old. It wasn't until Cybertron where they really locked in on articulation and gave us like some really cool things on Unicron Trilogy figures. But in Armada, it was pretty bland and basic. But hey, at least he can do this. He can do this. Oh, come on. There they go. That took forever.
I would love for them to do a new mold of this, honestly. That would be great. Because while I really like this figure, it's definitely aged and is pretty rough. However, the funny ass gimmick more than makes up for it, because I could just sit here and laugh at this poor idiot. Okay, I'll stop. It's not a horribly expensive figure on the aftermarket, and there are different flavors of this guy out there to suit your needs. I would love to get the Energon Deco one day. Or if you want his dump truck version, there is that, which is kind of wibbly. The last time I messed with it, I didn't really like it that much. But that's my look at Armada Demolishor. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.